episode of Talk with EMAS. Today we are going to talk about busy versus effective. I am Leah, and in this podcast, I am with one of our wonderful participants, Mrs. Susi. Hello, Mrs. Susi. How are you today?
Hello, Miss Leah. I'm very great today. How about you, Miss?
Oh, I'm pretty good too. Oh yeah, for you who are still questioning about EMAS, EMAS is an official English training program provided by Kediri City Government. This program is free for Kediri citizens. To get information about us, you can visit our website at emas.pendidikan.kedirikota.go.id. This podcast is one of the new programs for post-advent participants that focuses on the application of speaking skill. This podcast is released twice in a month on Spotify Talk with EMAS or our YouTube channel, English Massive Kediri. Don't forget to subscribe our channel and follow our Instagram account at English Massive. Okay, without any further ado, let's start this podcast.
English Massive Podcast. Talk with EMAS.
Okay, before we have discussion or talk about our topic, this is Susi. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, of course, Miss. Thank you for the time. Hello, everyone. My name is Susilowati. You can call me Susi, and I am a housewife. Thank you very much.
Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, today we are gonna talk about busy versus effective. Nowadays, having more than one job or task to do is a common trend. Busyness becomes something glorified in our society, and we will feel like a lazy person when we are not being busy as the other people do. But being busy doesn't mean that we are being effective with our time. Being busy and being effective is different. What is your opinion about that, Mrs. Susi?
Yes, I think that a busy person is someone who does so many tasks at the same time, spends time to be the best at all. But sometimes the result is not suitable with his expectation. While an effective person is someone who focuses in the most important thing that he wants to reach. So he can balance his mental, physical, and spiritual very well. I think so, Miss.
Yeah, those things also come in my mind. In my opinion, a busy person looks like a multitasker because a busy person can do more one activity or more one task at the same time. Do you agree with me?
Yes, I think that a busy person, he has so many tasks to do. So he must do this one and then finish that one at the same time. So I think that become a busy person is very tired because he has no more time to breathe or to relax or just enjoy the day happily.
Oh yeah, talk about being busy and being effective. When we have a discussion in the class, just to remember that we watched the video about the characteristic about being busy and being effective, right?
Yes, right.
Yes. I just still remember about the point of that.
Yes, I still remember, but the sum of them.
Okay. Okay, so let's talk about the characteristic of the effective person.
Okay.
Yeah. In the video that we watched, the first characteristic of an effective person is about being proactive, right? Yeah, being proactive is about the person when they can control ourselves about the thing that happened to them. For example, when we get a bad thing, we do not directly give a reaction, but we consider our decision first, right? About controlling ourselves. How about you? What's your opinion about being proactive?
Okay, I think that being proactive is people that can decide the decision by themselves. So if they get a bad situation, they prefer to improve themselves. They blame another people for this situation. I think so.
Yeah, that's the same. Yeah. Proactive people are the people who can control themselves to give some decision. Let's move to the second characteristic. The second characteristic is giving time for quadrant 2. Okay, talk about quadrant. So this quadrant is about the quadrant decision matrix or matrix about decision. It is proposed by Eisenhower, and this matrix is made based on the importance and the urgency of the task that we must do. In the first quadrant, we put all of the things of the task that we must do. It means that this one is very important and very urgent. And for the second quadrant, it is about the things that is important to do, but it has less urgency. For example, going to the gym to treat our body. That is important, but it is less urgency. So, an effective person will give the time for going to the gym in quadrant 2. They will give the time for that.
Yes.
And the next is about using downtime. This one is my favorite. Before we talk about using downtime, I would like to give you a question. How do you usually spend your downtime, Mrs.
Yes, I usually use my downtime to read a storybook, and sometimes I just read motivation book. Sometimes I just play with my little girl, and sometimes just lay on the bed.
Okay. One of the activities that you mentioned is related to using downtime. Basically, which one? Do you want to guess which one? Maybe laying on the bed or reading a book?
I prefer reading the book actually.
Reading the book.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually.
Yeah, actually. And yeah, your answer is correct. Yeah. This one, the using downtime basically means that we use our downtime to get something new for us as the input for our mind.
Okay.
Yeah. So when we can use our downtime for the activity that we want, but please give for about 15 minutes to read a book or to listen to the audio book.
Okay.
And just
to improve ourselves.
Yeah, to improve ourselves.
Yes.
That's perfect. So yeah, you take for about 15 minutes to read a book or to listen to the audio book.
Yes.
The book that you can choose, for example, motivation book or something about motivational or related to that.
Okay.
That topic.
Yes.
And the rest of the characteristics, I think these 3 characteristics are very important and also very hard to do. About knowing when we are the most productive.
Oh.
Yeah. So before we do that, we do this, we do etc. So we need to know the time when we are most productive.
Yes.
For example, I am a morning person and also afternoon person, so it is better for me to put the hard thing, to put the difficult thing in the morning list to do. Why? Because when we put it in the evening list, so I think it will be like a messy thing. How about you? Which type are you?
Yes, I think I'm a morning person too, because I do almost of my activities. I must do it in the morning, and I must finish it at the morning too. So if I can do it, maybe everything will be disturbed. Yes. And so in the afternoon, I'm an afternoon person too. So I have duty. I have to teach Al-Quran in the mosque in front of my house in the afternoon. And in the night, I just want to have my time. I want to relax. I want to enjoy my time. And I think I just want to have break time for me.
Yeah, in the evening. Yeah, we are
Yes.
same. We are the same type, actually. Okay, let's move to the next characteristic. That is about making schedule.
Oh my
This one.
God.
Making schedule. Have you ever made your own schedule? This is the
Yes, of course, miss. But yes, I think in the night, sometimes I make a schedule for the next day from this one and that, and the next step, the next step, the next step. But in the reality, I can do all of my schedule. So I think that I just can do 50% or maybe 75% of my schedule. Yes. I think it is very hard for me if I must make a schedule and 100% can do it.
Okay. So, but I think 75%, that is a great number too.
I think it's
Because
very good for me.
Because when I made a schedule, that is same with you. I also make my schedule. Okay, tomorrow I will do this, do that, and etc. And yeah, in the reality, sometimes I just only get 75% of the schedule.
Yes.
Then maybe almost of the times I cannot reach 100% of the schedule.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, and the next one, you still remember what is the next point of the visit from the video that we watched?
I think sharpening the show.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sharpening the show. Okay, sharpening the saw here doesn't mean that we sharpen our saw, then we cut off the
Trees.
trees. Yeah. But sharpening the saw here means that we keep highlight for our break time. So when we create a schedule, we also put our break time in our schedule, and you can highlight the break time in your schedule. When you highlight your break time at the schedule, it will help you to do all of your activities smoothly without any regret when you take some time to have break or to take your time. So this one is important, especially for our physical and mental health. Have you ever put highlight at your break time, Mrs. Susie?
Yes, of course. I think that I must have a time for me. So sometimes I hang out with my friends to relax or to enjoy the day and happy together with them. Sometimes I go with my family to another place that makes us happy.
Is one of that's one of the things that we can do, right? To keep our physical and also mental health.
Yes.
Great. And here we go. The last characteristic of activity person is focusing on one task at a time.
Okay.
By hearing these words, the thing that comes to my mind is like, wow, that's a very, very, very hard for us, right?
It is a difficult thing, I think.
Difficult thing. Because when we talk about focusing on one point or one activity at one time, yeah, it's very difficult when we have more than one task that must be finished at some time to think. So,
Yes, as I said to you that I'm a morning person. I can imagine that in the morning I have many activities that must I do. I must prepare this one and I must finish that one. If I can do it, Maybe there are many problems in my house. Maybe my son come late at his school, or maybe my husband come late in his job, and it is very hard for me if I must be focused in one task at one time.
At one time.
Yes.
But I think it is better when we want to try it, right?
Yes.
Let's try it together and let's see the result after that. Okay.
Yes, I think that we must try. Actually, we must try. But yeah, as I say, it is very hard and very difficult.
And
But
maybe there are lots of consequences.
yes, but we must try to do it.
We have more than one characteristic of an effective person, right?
Yes.
According to you, which character that is most relevant?
I think that I just being proactive. One, I just being proactive. So if I get a bad situation in my life, I try to say to myself, don't blame another people for the mistake that you do or for the mistake that you get. So I must learn from my mistakes. I must learn from my family. I must learn from another people. I must learn from my society. I think so. And the next is using downtime wisely. As you say that, sometimes I use my downtime just lay on the bed. So maybe now I must use it to reading a motivation book and listening. Yes, audiobook.
Yeah.
I think.
But you
I
are
think that.
already using your downtime basically, right? By
Yes.
reading a book
Yes.
and also reading
Yes,
a story
actually,
book.
yes, actually, I like reading book. Actually, but yes, sometimes I have no time to do it. So if I have downtime, I read motivation book, but not all, just a part of it, I think. And then the next, I think I must plan the time.
Okay,
Yes,
make a
I must
schedule.
make a schedule. Yes,
Okay.
it is one motivation for me.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I think I will make a schedule too. I don't want anything to be missed. Yeah.
Okay.
After we talk about many things about being busy, being effective, do you want to give suggestions for our audiences?
Yes, I think that if we want to be successful people, we must be an effective people. So we must be proactive. We must use our downtime wisely. We must planning our time, and the last, I think we must believe in God that we will get all the best thing that we need in our life.
Oh, that's so perfect. Yes. We already talked about being busy, being effective, about suggestion also. Now we have the time, at the end of this session, we have the time for vocabularies time. So we will learn some vocabularies and example of the sentence. Check it out.
Okay. Number one is proactive. Proactive is making things happen or change rather than reacting to events. For example, if we want to be a negative people, we must be proactive, not reactive people.
The second one, downtime. Downtime is a period of time when you have finished what you were doing. For example, I use my downtime for reading a book.
Okay, next, mindset. Mindset is the way of someone to think about things. For example, there are many people become successful of their mindset, and so do the opposite.
The next one is multitasker. Multitasker is someone who can do several things at the same time. For example, look at me, I'm an effective multitasker.
Okay, next, lifestyle. Lifestyle is the way a person or a group of people's life. For example, almost all of the women in a big city have a glamour lifestyle.
And the last one is vicious loop. Vicious loop is a situation in which one problem causes another problem. For example, being a busy person sometimes causes a vicious loop in our life. Okay, that's all about being busy versus being effective that we already talked about today. So, which one do you prefer? Do you want to be a busy person or do you want to be an effective person? You can give your own opinion in the chat box, yeah? Thank you for your nice attention and see you on the next episode of Talk with